With a career that has spanned 5 decades, the artist who has achieved the most #1 songs in the United States is the king of pop, Michael Jackson. His first #1 hit, Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, topped the Billboard Hot 100 in July 1979. With 13 chart-topping singles, Jackson is the solo artist with the most #1 songs in the US. The Jackson 5 was a family singing group which included Michael Jackson and 4 of his brothers. Their first #1 hit was I Want You Back, which reached the top spot in January 1970. Between the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson's solo career, they achieved a total of 15 #1 singles in the US. Jackson's best-selling album, Thriller, spawned 7 #1 singles in the US, including Beat It and Billie Jean. Jackson also wrote, choreographed and produced the chart-topping songs, making him a pioneer in the music industry. Most recently, the posthumous release of 7 of Jackson's singles has placed him past the Beatles as the artist with the most #1 songs in the US. Amazingly, with 14 solo #1 singles in the US, Elvis Presley is the artist with the second most #1 songs in the US. From 1956 to 1969, Presley achieved a total of 14 US #1 singles including Jailhouse Rock and Can't Help Falling in Love. The Beatles follow closely behind with 20 US #1 singles, even though the group disbanded in 1970. The Beatles' second most sold single, Hey Jude, hit #1 in the US in September 1968. With 5 #1 singles in the US, Madonna is the third most successful artist in terms of chart-topping songs in the US. Madonna's songs Like a Virgin and Vogue both topped the US charts in the 1980s. Rihanna, with 9 chart-topping singles, is the fourth most successful artist in terms of #1 songs in the US. Her first #1 hit, SOS, hit the top spot in May 2006. Mariah Carey rounds out the top 5 with an impressive 18 US #1 singles. Carey's We Belong Together was her most successful song, spending 14 weeks in the top spot of the US Billboard Hot 100. With 10 chart-topping singles, Whitney Houston is the 6th most successful artist in terms of #1 songs in the US. Houston's I Will Always Love You topped the US charts for 14 weeks. Following closely behind is Janet Jackson with 10 #1 hits in the US. Her hit single Escapade reached #1 in March 1990. Other top performers in terms of #1 songs in the US include the Bee Gees with 9, Usher with 8, and Elton John with 7. The Backstreet Boys, Nelly, Lionel Richie, and The Temptations all have 6 #1 singles.